Now we're not asking if it's a parallelogram. The question is classify it, meaning give this a name, such as a rectangle, a rhombus, maybe it's just a parallelogram, maybe it's just a quadrilateral. So let's dive in and see what type of shape this is. First thing I want to check is it even a parallelogram? Because remember, we can't even talk about it being a rectangle or a rhombus or a square if we don't know that it's a parallelogram. So let's first check that it's a parallelogram. I notice that we go over 8 and down 6 over here. And so the slope here equals the rise, -6, over the run, 8. Now, I'm actually going to do something with that. I'm going to simplify that. 6 over 8 is actually equal to -3 over 4. You're going to see why I simplified that in a reason. It's a little bit more work, but it'll pay off in the end. So that slope is clearly -3 over 4. Let's check this slope on the opposite side. 4, 5, 6, all the way to 8. So this one also goes down 6 over 8. Just like the last one, this one has the same slope. So the slope equals -6 over 8. But I'm also going to reduce that to -3 over 4. Okay, so we got these opposite slopes are equal. This is good. Remember, if both pairs of opposite slopes are equal, it's going to be a parallelogram. Let's check this one. Over 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we went up 4 and over 3. So the slope here, I can manage this, equals rise over run, 4 over 3. So that slope is equal to 4 over 3. Likewise, let's calculate this slope up here. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2, 3. So that's also 4 over 3. Rise over the run. Remember, this is the rise, what we went up. So the slope here equals 4 over 3. Now we got a couple things happening here. The first I want to point out is that this slope is equal to this slope, and this slope is equal to this slope. So that shows the opposite slopes are equal, making it a parallelogram. So when it first asks us to classify it, I'm going to say parallelogram, yes. Now that's not my final answer, okay? Don't think that I'm cutting corners here. Not my final answer. The second thing is this a rectangle? Let's talk about that, because I think we all think, hey, that looks like a rectangle. Can we prove it's a rectangle? Well, we have a slope of -3 over 4 and a slope of 4 over 3. There's something special about those numbers. I'm going to do this over here. -3 over 4, 4 over 3. You notice what's special about those? The 4 and the 3 are flipped over from the first fraction, and we threw a negative in front of them. These are what you call opposite reciprocals. I'm going to teach you a fact. Most of you already know. Anytime two slopes in the coordinate plane are opposite reciprocals, right? If you have two slopes that are opposite reciprocals like we have going on now, it makes a right angle. So there we have 4 right angles because of those opposite reciprocal slopes. And because of that, all those slopes are opposite reciprocals, we can say that this is a rectangle. So I'm going to go ahead and paste. I already copied all of this, and I'm going to paste it, and I want you to read this carefully. The opposite sides are parallel because they have the same slope, and I clearly did not copy that correctly. Alright. They have the same slope. The slope of UV, okay, equals the slope of the other one, which was TW, and that was equal, if you remember, to -3 over 4. Okay, that's what I did in blue. And then in red, I also had the slope of TU and WV, and those are both equal to 4 over 3. Okay, so the first thing I said is, yes, it's a parallelogram. Its opposite sides are parallel because they have the same slope. Here are those slopes. See how descriptive I'm being? Then I say, furthermore, it's not just a parallelogram. We can say it's a rectangle since its sides meet at right angles. How do you know that? Their slopes are opposite reciprocals, -3/4 and 4/3. Remember, I did that math over here. So our final answer is it's a parallelogram. Furthermore, it's a rectangle. You have to give supporting work. You can't just give me a blanket statement. Give me some reasons why you think it has to be what it is.